Hey, welcome to the channel. Are you ready for another night of professional amateurism? Uh, Here's my channel. Hope you like it. Chose a nice background. I wanted to get to some things real quick, and please forgive me if I need to be editing. So if this video chops up and you see a bunch of skips and stuff, it's because I'm not a professional. I'm an amateur. Now let's get to it. But first I wanted to preface this with saying I saw a video on Facebook today, which is where I spend most of my time posting and where I try to wake up the most people, because in the other places like Anon, Up, Gab, Clout Hub, most everyone there is already awake. It almost feels like an unnecessary endeavor. Kind of view it as going into the Matrix, going into the Facebook, where there's still many lefties, liberals who are very much needing some waking up, some red pills. So I was on Facebook today, and I noticed there was a video from from JB, from, we're not even going to mention his name, stole the election. And there were people saying all these things, which I noticed there seemed to be a pattern. There's refreshing, and people are saying all these positive things, which I noticed there was a big shift, a big change in public discourse or public opinion of this man, this politician, this career politician, which went from negative to catching up to maybe being more liked than disliked, which, good news, he is disliked. And as the clock is running right now, there are more dislikes than likes on almost every platform that you can find this guy, except for Twitter. So anyways, it made me, somebody in the comments had raised the question, there's that bot language again. And I was like, yes, right, I've heard this before. 107 and others had mentioned it. So let me just bring up something real quick and let me get my mug out of the way. So real quick, I'll go with you and I'll read this definition with you. Social media bots. There are some social media bots that we end up getting in arguments with. And I thought that was kind of a far-fetched idea, but of course not. Of course there are social media bots out there. So I'll read this. Social media bots are automated software available on social media channels used for performing specific actions and purposes. Let's say likes and commenting. Some social bots are partially automated, but most of them are designed to function automatically. Both moral and immoral people make these bots social media bots, and most of the immoral bots are made in such a way to ape human behavior. Ape? Though some good bots can help social media, the bad ones are frequently used for tricking people. Man, that sounds familiar. Okay, so I'm going to post everything I'm showing you here in the comments below. And again, I'm going to make this video quick just so you can go, oh yeah, I've been seeing that happen. So are bots real? Yes. And let me give you some proof. Not only is there a definition for it and phony engagement, spam tags, and things like that, likes and whatnot, there's also a couple of other things I noticed. But let's just go through this real quick. I was curious, where do you go get them? Here's one from Top GG Bot. It's called Response Bot. Program your own bot within Discord. You can do it for Discord, which I'm somewhat familiar with. I can echo things in there. But with your own code, you can have it define an algorithm of how it can respond. A real quick one right here, a robot. When I say cats are cute, you say definitely. If you say Joe Biden's a pig, you would say, it is refreshing that we now have a president that actually can formulate full sentences, which is a big fat lie, and nobody believes that for a second. So real quick to the next one, meet Rippey from RPA Labs. You can learn more. I'd rather not, but this is another bot that you can probably purchase, which I just put into the search engine, and Rippey came up as one of them. Again, there's one for Telegram. Here is Tech Magazine's article on the best 5 Telegram bots that you can use. Wow. Some of them for email, some of our responses, regardless. Now, here's an article from the Washington Post. Chinese government fakes nearly 450 social media accounts a year. Well, that's interesting. Could some of these be associated with a program, a social media bot to respond? 450 million social media comments a year. I wonder. I'll leave the link to this article below. I've read it, most of it. 9 reasons to one. So this was interesting, and I don't like to bring up the Huffington Post because it's so liberal. Oh my God, it is crazy. It's mind-meltingly liberal, but some good points in this. 9 reasons to run away from an argument on social media. So that was my problem, is I spent a good hour or two trying to put people in their place when there was probably one of two things that was going on. One was probably it was a robot. Secondly, is the next point I'm going to get to eventually, is it's more likely people getting paid to respond and don't actually feel this way. And I'll get to that in a minute. Facebook and Twitter are being used to manipulate public opinion. That I think a lot of people are aware of. If not, it is true. And even I believe it was Time Magazine. I shouldn't even mention it if I'm not going to provide a link, but if I find the link, you'll find it down below. Said yes, there was not a conspiracy. Well, conspiracy. They didn't term it as conspiracy. An agency that tried to protect the elections coming up through social media and other things. So anyways, this article here is Facebook and Twitter are being used to manipulate public opinion, which is true. They've been kind of caught with their pants down saying such things that they don't want the election stolen. They want it to go in a way that they feel is right, which is interesting because most of them donate to particular political parties. So if they're manipulating it, it's on a political bias, and that's why we want to repeal Section 230. Okay. Then my next question was, and what I brought up a little while ago, is that it seems as though when I'm going through and arguing with these folks on Facebook, that a lot of them are from outside of the United States. I would say from what I noticed, around 80% of the people that were like, it's so nice and refreshing that we have an administration that can be able to this or that. Or it's so nice that these, I'm like, what are you talking about? Going and taking a look, you take a look at their Facebook profile and you see that they're from Italy, from Barcelona, they're from South America, they're from Asian countries. It is interesting that a lot of these people that have a lot of opinion about how good our president is don't even live within the borders of the United States. I thought that's interesting. So that brings me to this point. Can you make money for making comments online? And I know Appin, which I worked for a little while, not breaking any contract agreements, I know that they had a large social media presence. I'm not saying they do this, but there are companies like them that, yes, you can. So are you making money online with social media? Well, I'm assuming a good number who read this article want to get paid to post on social media. Pretty cool, yes? I'm going to provide the link down below. There are other companies that can actually push their ideas by you getting involved. So let's say there's a party coming up. They will pay you money to say, hey, I'm going to this party. Let's go talk about it, and it's good. Why wouldn't that stretch into the illegal or the manipulated political field, right? Is it immoral, unethical? Of course it is. It's stupid. It's politics. You shouldn't be doing that. So the next one. Again, the reason I came up with these results is I just quickly was looking in Google and said, I'm curious, how would one go about getting one of these jobs? And here's what I found. Get paid to post comments on Facebook. Get up to about $25 per hour. Artistic license on that a little bit. But basically, yes, you can get paid to post online. So when you're arguing with these people on Facebook, it is quite possible they don't even believe what it is they're arguing, but they're getting paid to do so, and possibly well. So my dilemma is understanding this is like, oh yeah, so that's probably what's happening. But what I did not like seeing, and like what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is it looks like public opinion is starting to go up, but I do believe it's being monetarily funded. And I want the truth to be revealed. So what do we do? Do we continue to argue with these folks to let the publicly seen opinion say, no, you are wrong. What are you talking about? Here's more evidence of this man being racist. Here's more evidence of this person lying on the policies he's been talking about. Let's point out more hypocrisy. Let's just track how bad the economy is going. Let's do all these things that they're unwilling to listen to. And now there's a good reason why they're probably unwilling to listen. Is it's a robot who's programmed to just argue for argument's sake. You say, I think this guy's a moron, and it'll say, you're a moron. dumb is that? Regardless, what do we do? I don't know the answer to that. If you wanted to comment below, please feel free. I would like some strategies. I don't know what they are. Maybe I'll follow this up with another video of some possible countermeasures that can correct this flaw in our system. I know that it's possible to implement robots on the side of the light on the Rebel Alliance. Definitely possible to do that. But I'm not sure if that's the ethical way to go. Trying to expose it might be a wasted breath. So I'm not sure of what the answer is, but just know that I wouldn't spend more energy getting upset and cursing people online when they don't even believe it, or it's a robot and has no beliefs. So what do you do? Anyways, I hope this was informative. You guys take it as you want. Feel free to like and subscribe. Love y'all. Have a good night.